Teacher Thomas, Thailand here. Going to take a little ride and chat this morning and go down and see if we can't see the Thai fishermen. Hello everyone. Hey, say hello.
Yes, Maggie, say hello. สวัสดีค่ะ
Huh?
Hello,
Sawadee-kap, Sawadee-kap, Jake.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Sawadee-kap,
All right, everyone.
Sawadee-kap.
I hope you enjoyed the intro there. We're going to go down Beach Road here, going right past the roundabout at Pala. And I just wanted to make a series entitled TIT, This is Thailand. And I'm going to take my time and try to point out some things that a person normally only sees after they've spent a lot of time in Thailand, and things that you can look over or miss when you're just here on a vacation as a traveler. So that's what this series is about. I'm going to try to go slow, do a little bit of ride and chat on Blackie 2 here, and also just do a little walking around and talk to the Thai people and try to give the audience a real impression of the simple life here in Thailand and the true freedoms that Thai people have that a lot of us in the West, we just don't have anymore. And some of these types of things you may not notice if you're just here, for a couple of weeks as a tourist. You don't really get the inside picture, and that's my goal of this series. It may be a 2 or 3-part series titled TIT, This is Thailand. So we're going down a small soi here, and you could see Grandma walking along, and her daughter or granddaughter was right there with her. Look at the monk on the left. He's receiving his early morning alms. And after the people give him the alms, he says a prayer over them. And Thailand is 95% Buddhist, so it's the large majority of Thai people, and they really practice their Buddhism. Here's the Pala temple, and there's some vendors that are always out here. So as I said in the intro there, my plan was to come out this early morning. It's about 6 a.m. Come down here and watch the fishermen bring in their nets and get a good look at the morning catch and all the vendors that set up and sell the fresh catch. So that was the intention of the video. We had a lot of rain last night, as you can see, all the water everywhere. And I kind of slept through it, so I wasn't really aware of how much rain we might have had. Here on the right is a school. It's a elementary and a mid-school. And, if I could go back to school again, I'd love to go here. I mean, they're right on the beach. I don't know if I'd be able to learn anything because I'd always be looking out the window at the beach view. But it's a beautiful little school, and their mascot is the shark. You'll see a shark painted on the wall up here on the right. And that's the mascot for the Pala school. There's the shark. So they are the shark. So here on the left is where the vendors sell the seafood and the fresh catch every morning. And I'm thinking, where is everybody? There's nobody selling anything. And then I realized, wow, it must have had some pretty big storms. I seen some branches and a lot of leaves and stuff. So now it makes sense. The fishermen, they go out about 4 or 5 a.m. and run their nets before the break of dawn, and then they come in at dawn and start selling. Well, even though they do this every day of the week, obviously today they're not going to do that because they weren't able to go out and get their nets in. They're not going to risk their lives to go out and fish, right? See another monk sitting there on the left. So, Teacher Thomas, what are you going to do now? You have to improvise, overcome, and adapt. You thought you were going to bring a nice little local fisherman village to your audience and explain how they sell everything tax-free and the money goes directly to the fishermen, and isn't this an amazing thing with no government involvement and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's not going to happen because of the storms last night. There's no fresh catch for sale this morning. So I'm going to take you on down in here to the municipality park. This is our favorite area. It's only about 5 minutes from our house. It's got a little roundabout here too in the park, and you can see the sharks on the monument there. That's kind of the mascot of the Pala region. Even though, as far as I know, there's never been any sharks up in this part of the ocean. I've certainly never heard of it, but it's a mascot, right? It goes good with the beachfront. So as we turn here and go down to the dead end road here, you can see on the left that there's a lot of cabanas and beach chairs and stuff like that, and then you see the green roof vendor shacks here on the right. Well, there's about 23 different little buildings here, and they actually produce a lot of food. You'd be surprised how they have great menus and a lot of good seafood and very good service. They bring the food out there to you when you're sitting in the beach chairs. But all those buildings are numbered, and then across from the buildings, the parking zones are numbered too. Now this here is the free area. You could park anywhere you want down here because it's not attached to any vendors. And looky there, here comes the dogs. So we've adopted 2 dogs. This is the sweetheart right there. Her name is Lizzie, and she is full of love. For those of you that may have seen some of my older videos, back during the shutdown of the pandemic when all these restaurants and vendors were closed, we were bringing food to all of the soy beach dogs down here. But we've really gotten close to Lizzie and Sea Cow. Right there, Sea Cow. Sea Cow means white color in Thai. So there's Sea Cow and Lizzie. They are just wonderful dogs. So we've kind of adopted them too. We got collars for them, and we bought the frontline pet insect protection and stuff like that for them. And I mean, we were feeding all the soy dogs down here, but Lizzie and Sea Cow are the ones that we basically adopted. And Lizzie, she's just such a sweetheart. They stay in their own little area down here too. They're very territorial because there's a lot of different soy dogs in the area, and some of them are very mean. And unfortunately, Lizzie's been injured a few times because she's just not a fighter. So here's some free exercise equipment down here. This is the one I always start on, and I'm just going to do a little bit here. This one's basically the twist. It's got a little disc that you free spin and got some handles so you can twist and really turn your hips. And it helps me because I have the disability, neuropathy, and fibromyalgia kind of stuff, chronic pain. And it's an easy exercise, but it really gets the blood flowing. So that's the do the twist, and there's always a pair of them back to back, the same piece of equipment. This one you put your feet on and put your hands on the bars. You just kind of swing. So you swing, and that really opens up the vertebrae in your lower back. Gets the blood flow there, which helps promote healing. So I'm not going to do too much of this because I don't want to bore you to death. But this is Thailand. This is just one of those aspects. Now, if you think about your home country, I know in America, certainly, there is no equipment like this that's provided free of charge by the city park. And really the main reason is liability and lawsuits. You know, somebody falls off one of these things or a kid gets hurt, the city gets sued. So we don't have these things. Now, this is all brand new equipment, stainless steel. It's got all kinds of, very good moving parts and rubber bushings and stuff like this. I like this one where you can just kind of walk in place and swing those legs and stretch out the back of your thighs real well. So that's what I want to try to do here. This may be just a small thing, but this is Thailand. This is the kind of stuff all over the Kingdom of Thailand that Thai people have access to. Now, obviously, some of the equipment's not brand new, but it's still functional. They're built to endure the outdoors, you know, and the rain and stuff. And they come in and do maintenance on them. And during the pandemic, all of this was closed down. So anyway, that kind of gives you an idea of what Thailand's like. And that's looking back at the equipment there, and that's a municipality government building there in the background. So walking into the park itself here, this is a big upper area. It's got a seawall there at the edge. We're looking straight at the top of the seawall, and it's got this nice walkway for exercising, and people actually ride their bikes in here too. And what's really good about it is you've got all these huge evergreen trees, and they've been planted. They're not really native. You can see how they're kind of all in a row. They've got little metal tags on them. And every once in a while, you'll see a man come down and take measurements of each tree, and he's got a pen and pad, and he writes down the numbers. So he's measuring the growth rate of these trees. And I don't know what type of evergreen they are. They're obviously, you know, tropical evergreens. And now I'm out here on the seawall, and I like to come out here and watch the seawall. The tide's pretty high right now. Definitely high tide, so you don't see much of a beach down below the seawall, where here in another hour or two you'll have a lot of sandy beach down below. Here on the left you can see the cabanas and the beach chairs, and this is the vendors that I were talking about. So you can't just come down here and sit in these chairs unless you're at least buying drinks from those people. Now this little thing here, I wanted to spotlight this. This is Thailand. This is the oldest tree in the area. Now it's been cut, right? It died and it's been cut off, but the oldest trees, the biggest trees in the area, are kind of considered sacred. And there's a lot of superstition in Thailand, and there's like a female spirit that is attached to the big trees. So you see they wrap the ribbons and stuff around. You see the women's clothing, and some of the women's clothing has fallen down from the storms last night. But this is, and they leave little makeup, and it's all about the female spirit. And so this is Thailand. A lot of times, if you're just here on a holiday, a vacation, and you see this kind of stuff, you have no idea what the meaning is behind it. But this is a big part of Thai culture. There's a lot of mythology and superstition and stuff like that. But it's not like in the West with a black cat and a rabbit's foot. I mean, these are things that have true meaning in the culture, and Thai people pay respects to these various spirits. And the one that anytime you see a great big old tree, especially near the temples, and you'll see those colorful ribbons wrapped around them, well, Thai people believe that there's a spirit associated with that ancient tree. You know, the tree's probably 100 years old or whatever, so that's where that spirit would appear or would congregate when they come. So here's the municipality monument. And you can see it says, welcome to Pala Municipality, Rayong Province. We're kind of missing the E there on the welcome, but you get the point. So it's City of Banchang, Province of Rayong, and then the municipality of Pala. So even though Banchang is not that big a city, it's broken up into districts, and each district has its own municipality office. There again is the Sharks, which is the mascot of the Pala area. So I'm going to walk down this road where we drove in on the motorcycle, and again, this is one of those things where I want to kind of take it slow, and I'm driving the motorcycle and trying to explain to you about these vendors up here. And you know, if you were here for a couple of days and came down, you'd be like, wow, it's really nice. You know, you have all these options of different foods, and some of the vendors sell beach clothes and snorkel equipment and inner tubes and, you know, swimming shorts and stuff like that. But most of them are food vendors. So, you know, you appreciate it. It's kind of nice, but you don't really take in what's going on behind the scenes. So that's why when I walk down in here, I kind of want to explain to you how the Thai people are able to do the things that they do. And, you know, in America, we used to have roadside stands, and, you know, you could sell fresh vegetables out of your garden and make some money every year. And, I think some of the small towns and rural areas, you can still do some of that. But pretty much in all the cities, we got too much regulation. You got the health department involved. And it's basically like somewhere along the way, the government decided that people aren't smart enough to do stuff on their own. Like they can't cook and serve food in a little building like this and have an outdoor kitchen out back like you're camping where you clean all of your pots and pans, right? Can't have that. So, you might poison somebody or what. It's just, you know, Thai people have so much freedom. So I kind of give you a good look of how they batten these things down and close them all up. And then they'll come later. I think they start opening around 8 a.m. And we're down here about 6:30 now. Now there's restrooms here on the right. You can see they've got some nice flowered landscaping around them. Cost you 5 baht to use the restroom, which is like 15 cents. But, they have a septic system because they don't want everything going into the sea. So they have to come pump out the septics and maintain it. So you don't mind throwing 5 baht to use the restroom, right? Now the plastic and stuff is all recycled. So don't think that that's just there because they don't clean anything up. That's all going to be recycled. But what we can do is kind of get a look at the back side of these vendors, something you probably would never do when you're just here for a vacation. But get an idea. Look at the setup. I mean, they've got a water hose. They've got all these pans. They've got gas burner stoves. So, if you just think like camping, where you set up a canopy outside the tent, you put your Coleman stove and your grill and all that stuff, and you've got your pot, and you heat up water, and you wash your dishes in that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's sanitary. They use bleach and stuff. I mean, the people are smart enough to do these kind of things. They don't really need, government regulations in order to be able to have a successful little vendor shop down here, sell a lot of quality food, right, and make a living. And they pay their lot fee or their vendor rental for the building. They pay it to the municipality here. So, the city's getting income off of each vendor that pays the lease. So these are the kind of things that I tried to, or that I want to try to make the focal point of this series. It's probably going to be a 2 or 3 part series because, to be honest with you, it's hard to get a whole lot of footage and stuff into the editor that I have, the video editor, and be able to, do that. And I think this one's going to be around 40, 45 minutes long, but it's going to get more interesting as we go here. Now look at this kitchen setup they got back here. I mean, it's kind of hard to see everything, but I'm telling you, these people know what they're doing. They're very efficient. It's very safe to eat food down here. There's no issues with that, right? So we're going to walk on down here a little bit. There's another set of restrooms right here on the right. And again, they're 5 baht restrooms, 15 cents for usage. But the area across from this bathroom where there's no vendors, that's all the free zone. So Thai people come down here, you can park anywhere you want and bring your beach mats, and you go out there underneath the evergreen trees, and it's a free area. There's no vendors. So the municipality has really set it up to where, they can have paid vendors, and you can only sit in their beach chairs with their cabanas and park in their slots that go along with the number of the buildings. So they've got it really arranged well to be able to, have a business sector that's earning money, and then have the free zone, which is very large. As you can see, there's a big area down here that you wouldn't have to pay anything, right? You can park anywhere you want and enjoy, the weekend with your family. So jump back on Blackie here, and that kind of gives you a good idea of the insights of this little area. The other videos I made down here, I'm just out enjoying the beach and walking along and catching the sunsets. But now you have a little better idea, kind of how things operate here in Thailand. And this is Thailand. Now I'm a married man, happily married man. But I get a lot of single guys that view my channel, and this gal right here on this motorcycle, she'd been looking at me a lot when I was walking around down here. I'm sure she's a single lady. It's I'd have to say that it seems like a majority of the Thai women are single, and anyway, she's a very attractive lady, and just want to give you guys a heads up. You don't have to go to a bar or anything like that. You come out to these places, and you're gonna meet and see local single Thai ladies, and I'm gonna catch up to her here. But you don't have to speak a whole lot of Thai. You can just have the formal greetings and stuff like that. Chances are she's going to have some English second language skills, right? But you know, because my audience is a lot of retired single men, and they want to know about opportunities to meet Thai women, I just kind of wanted to point that out. I mean, this is Thailand. There's a lot of single Thai ladies here, and I don't know about you, but I mean, I think the Asian women are very attractive, and their culture is very loyal, very loving kind of people. So we're going to take a left here, and this is what we call Pala Road, and there's going to be a resort right up here on the left that I wanted to point out to you. And again, in this series, it's not just going to be a bunch of garbage. It's not interesting. I'm going to try to provide insights to things that most of my audience would be interested in, like this right here. It's the Pala Resort, right? And so I pull in here, and they're cute little bungalows, and you can see you're in walking distance of the beach, and you got all those vendors and restaurants. So if you were staying down here, there's no reason you'd need transportation, to get a taxi to get you here or whatever. And I mean, there would be no reason to go to town. But it's a really cute little individual bungalows, and I stop and talk to the owners here. And this lady was super nice, and I asked her, how much are these per night? She said 800 baht a night. Now 800 baht a night is like $24 a night. But then I asked her about, well, what about monthly rentals? Is there a discount for monthly rentals? And she said, yes. If you're staying longer stay, it's around 600 baht a night, right? So, I mean, there you go. That's a pretty good discount. So 600 baht a night. And she basically acted like that was weekly or monthly. So I'm thinking if you get it 600 baht a night for weekly rate and you actually wanted to stay a month, you'd probably even get a little bit more discount. And then her husband here was sharpening up his knife, early in the morning, and Thai people got projects. And that's why I say, it reminds me a lot of, like 1950s American culture kind of stuff. It's people are so friendly, and they're not going to be suspicious of you, pulling in and asking questions, and they're very helpful, and they've always got projects going. Thai people are always doing something. But drive down the road here, you can see various mom and pop stores, out away from the beach. That there's a lot of other stuff that's easily available and convenient for you, right? But along the way, if I see something like that, a resort, or there's a brand new road going off to the left, so I'm assuming they're probably going to build more resorts down in there. You can see they have a nice bike lane on both sides of the road here. They just redid this blacktop about a year ago, so this is a very smooth road, and really nice bike lanes. So it's great. And there's another resort there to the left. I just saw that sign. Now check this building out. This is one of those projects where somebody was going to build this and ran out of money or something, because it's not been finished, and you can tell it's got a little bit of age on it. But I like the bay window designs, and then this one's a little bit more flat, but they've got balconies and stuff. See how you got the roll up garage doors down below, and then 2 stories above that, and those are designed for like residence and business all in one. So you've got 2 stories of living space up above, and then down at the rollaway door you could have a shop, have any kind of a clothing shop, restaurant. Here's a place on the right called The Location. Has live music and stuff on the weekends. Of course, they do serve food, but because it's a bar and they make most of their money off selling alcohol, it's not been allowed to open yet. Then on the right there's a nice little gated community, very secure. It looks like kind of like small, like townhouses, pretty modern. So monthly rentals, stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of stuff available. So along the way with this is Thailand, I plan on kind of showing you around. And so, you know, if you were staying down here on vacation and you wanted to look around at long stay, or, you know, thinking about actually relocating to this area, there's so much stuff that you can tell. I mean, this is a live feed all the way through here. I haven't made any edits, so we're not far from the beach at all. And this is another road that cuts over to the Tesco Road, what I call Tesco Road, the road that we live off of. So we're headed east now, and the next road will be running north and south again. The next road, if we take a right, will take you to that roundabout. See, look at the old tree with the ribbons wrapped around. Same thing, same thing. It's a spiritual thing, and I don't pretend to know all the complexities of Buddhism, but it's you know, it's very, very unique, very, very unique. And it's, you know, I say superstition, but it's more like mythology and, you know, legend. And it's all about respect. When they come out and, you know, and leave something for the spirit, it's a respect to the spirit. So here I pulled in. This is an older gated community. You can see it's the gravel road and some older homes, but very nice and big yards and stuff. And you know, I'm thinking, man, I wonder what the prices are of these in here for sale. You can see this one here on the left is occupied, but look at the one on the right. There's nobody in that one. And man, they got really big yards. I mean, they're just ranch-style homes, but very nice. And look how close we are to the beach. I mean, you could walk back to that Pala Beach from here easily. You know, not that far. So this is the kind of stuff I want to do in this series is, you know, we're going to stop and get off the motorcycle, and we're going to do some markets, and, you know, we're going to do some shopping, and we're going to snack on a little food, and, you know, we're going to have a lot of interesting things here. But, you know, in between the spots, if I can give you these kind of live feeds and then show you, look at this place. There's nobody in there. The yard hasn't been mowed. Look how big the yard is. It's so quiet back in here. Look how close you are to the beach. You know, got a fence all the way around it. Be great for dogs. Plenty of room for a big garden. You know, and you know, with the global pandemic and everything, and it looks like it's been, you know, vacant for a while. You can find some deals down here, and even if it's for sale, you could probably rent it from the owner. I take a little look at the sign there, so I can maybe call that phone number. I'd be interested in something like that. I mean, this is a prime location. Now, granted, it's an older, you know, gated community, but look at this one. It's all finished, and people got it really decorated up nice. Look at that. Beautiful home, big yard, all fenced in. See, there's a guard shack right there. It's not being manned, but really no need for it. Then straight across, it's a little bit in the distance because I got the camera on the wide angle. There's a big two-story house. That's a brand new one. It's just been built in there, right? So they cut a little road in there. And then look at this one on the right. It's not my style of house, but it's brand new. Look at the flat roof. Kind of a retro-looking house. Very high wall. Lots of privacy. Pretty cool. And then this one on the left, I love this one. This guy's got the third story on top. He's probably got a sea view from that third floor up there. He could probably see the ocean. I'm almost sure of it. Look at this beautiful home on the right. Folks, these are expensive properties now. Another nice one on the left. That one on the right, you see that long high fence there? That's a big, expensive property. And then you've got, you know, smaller houses and stuff mixed in. I mean, this is Thailand. It's very safe. I doubt if there's hardly ever any crime in this area. Have you seen any police? No, you haven't. It's a very low police force here. They ride around on motorcycles. They don't have cruisers and, you know, all this big investment into policing. There's another gated community right back in there. I just saw the sign for it, and that looks like a newer one. So, I mean, there's just so many things. Here's a hospital that's like a well-being type hospital. So I'm thinking they probably got acupuncture and stuff like that in there. It's not like a standard medical treatment hospital. So, and then there's a Mikasa bar right here on the right. This is a nice place. We've ate dinner there before. They serve food too. But because it is it's a bar and restaurant. Not open yet. Hopefully soon. A lot of places are opening up, but I think the people that make the majority of their money off alcohol are going to be the last to open up. Big mom and pop shop right there on the left. Here on the right's a CP pork shops. You can buy your fresh pork and take it home and cook. CP is a really high quality brand of pork. That's the kind of bacon here's a market. It's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday market area there. Now we're coming back out to the same road, and you're going to see the Pala Rib House right there on the corner. You see that? That red sign there? That's where Mike is, where I did the interview. If you haven't seen that video, go back and watch that interview. He's an American guy that just opened this restaurant. He was scheduled to open in March, and then the pandemic hit. So he just opened a couple days ago, and we had dinner there and interviewed him. And, there's a lot of these businesses that are expat owned around here. So I want to pull in here to 7-Eleven. This 7-Eleven's got a nice big parking area. And we're going to jump off of Blackie 2 here and take a walk around. And I'm going to show you some, street food and some markets and stuff. So, again, you see how close we are to the beach. I mean, we're right down the road from the roundabout. The roundabout is at the beach. It's right there. So let's park old Blackie 2 here and get off and take a walk around. Just kind of give you an idea. I mean, this is Thailand. I mean, I don't know about your home country, but we're about to see a bunch of stuff that I don't have in my country. Now look here on the left. You got to go to a farmer's market, that's once a month back home to get all that fresh fruits that they have right there. And then there's a lady that's selling sweets, Thai sweets. They don't do a lot of baking here, but now we're walking into this is just a small market, right? It's not one of the big, like night market stuff. This is an everyday market. All of these vegetables, all of these items are going to be straight from the farmer, right? I mean, it's amazing and how cheap they are, right? So we'll start off over here on the right. There's the famous limes of Thailand. These grow natural all over. There's lime trees, and they're wonderful. There's some eggplants there. They don't have the big eggplants. They got the little bitty round ones, and then those are all eggplant, and they use them a lot in soups. Various different kinds of cucumbers. I don't know what that one is. I'm not sure about that one. There's a lot of these tropical vegetables and fruits that I can't identify. Fresh cabbage, head cabbage, and then you got the Chinese style leaf cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli. I've seen some snap peas here. This stuff is just all grown right around here. This is just the lady that's running the market is probably growing this stuff or part of her family. Now I've seen this okra, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to grab me some fresh okra. So I love me some fried okra, and they just got these little plastic baskets, and you throw in whatever you want. There's a Thai chili peppers, and the greens and the reds are two different flavors. Here you got the garlic and those little red onion bulbs. I think are called shallots. I'm not positive about that, but so a lot of fresh herbs and stuff that you can really flavor up your. A guy like Anthony Bourdain would love this little market. I mean, literally. I'm seeing some stuff that I don't really even know what it is. I'm not sure what this one is. It looks like a root. I know that's galangal on the right next to it. Maybe it's a different kind of galangal. There's galangal right there, which is like a ginger. And then you can see the huge carrots. And look at these potatoes. I mean, I don't have small hands. These are big old bakers. And I'm like, I'll grab a couple of those. My wife and I, we love some baked potatoes. And I bake them out on the charcoal grill. So I got me some okra and a couple potatoes, but I mean, you just think, the vegetables are all fresh grown, and a lot of these I don't know what these. It looks like this one might be a squash there. And Thai people eat a lot of stuff, even flowers. This is a white radish. I love those, and Yin cooks those in just about every kind of soup, and they almost take like a potato more than a radish, like there's herbs. Some cilantro and fresh green onion. Look at all these different herbs. And then some long beans. Those are excellent. We eat those raw. They're just so good. And of course, you take your vegetables and herbs and you rinse them off with water, and make sure that you got the pesticides and stuff cleaned off of them or whatever. But see the little fan thing they got going there with the plastic on it? That should keep the flies away, because she's got some meats right there. She's got some fish and a little bit of chicken. I think she's already sold most of the fresh meats this morning. And more herbs. You got some dill there, some bamboo shoots. Look at the different styles of bamboo shoots you can buy. This one, I don't know. It looks like one of those things that falls off the tree, but it's real soft. Like I say, Thai people eat a lot of it. Look at this one. It's like a flower. My wife cooks with that one all the time. It's like in the stir fry. See the bamboo that's been skinned, and then you got the huge bamboo there. So bamboo shoots, wonderful. Get over here and got a bunch of mushrooms, and see they got some packaged noodles that it's already pre-cooked noodles. So you got to just get them hot. I mean, like I say, a guy like Anthony Bourdain could come in here and grab so many different things and make an awesome, high class chef style meal. You see, you got the different colors bell peppers there. And, I mean, we didn't even cover, all the items in here. There's just so much stuff available. And again, this is just a really small market. This is every day. Now, this one's got the eggplant and the chili peppers and a gallon, a lot of different stuff. So there's the little baby corns. I love those things. But, yeah, man. I mean, this is Thailand. This is Thailand. You don't go to the grocery store and buy this stuff. You buy it right here. This is where you buy your stuff. You go to the grocery store if you want packaged bacon or, large quantities of stuff to put in the freezer or whatever. Now she's weighing out my okra. You can just throw everything into one basket and they'll separate it for you. So my okra, my 2 big old baked potatoes, total was 60 baht. So that was $2. Come out, what's this guy got going on, right? Now I'm outside the market. Well, some flour and some dough. What's going on here? And this Thai people are so friendly. He just bought some, and I'm like, well, this guy looks like he knows what's good, and they're definitely fresh. Talk to him for a minute, speaking a little bit of Thai, and then I come over and take a closer look. I'm like, oh no, these are the fried donuts. These things are amazing. They're not a sweet donut like if you roll them in powdered sugar after, while they're hot and you roll them in powdered sugar, then they'd be sweet. But they're like a light, crispy donut. They're really good, and I don't think the dough itself has got any sugar in it. If it does, it's a little bit. They're not too sweet. So I order how much you want, and I'm like, how about 10 baht? 10 baht is like 30 cents. So I give her 20 baht, she gives me 10 baht back. So I just spent 30 cents, and I've got some fresh fried donuts. And I mean, they're hot. They're hot right out of the oil. And in Thailand, they use a lot of palm oil, which is really good. Now here they're selling some fresh pork meat. This is all pork roast, and they've got a grinder there. In Thailand, you don't buy sausage. You buy fresh ground pork. So they'll just grind up a chunk of roast for you if you want ground pork. I asked her about chicken. She's like, no, I don't have chicken. We're just all pork right here. So anyway, I mean, look, I've just walked, 30 steps from 7-Eleven, and I've already, how many, different things could you have purchased already? So I got to come back and check out this donut operation. I'm like, is it okay if I take a video of you? Thai video okay? He says, yes, no problem. All right. Well, look at this guy. You talk about skill. He's got his brush here in the dry flour. Okay, so he's got his dough already, and he keeps brushing it with the dry flour. Now he's got his little roller. Look how great his stainless steel hard surface counter that he's working on. Look at those hands go, man. See, I appreciate the skills. I couldn't step in and do what this man's doing. I'd be lost. And I'm a pretty decent cook, but I don't know how to make fried donuts. So you can see it's an operation. It's a family operation. See the wife over there. She's bagging them up and doing the sales. You got Dad over here, chopping up the dough, getting everything ready to go. So he chops them all up in strips there, Now he's got another little tool. It kind of looks like a little paintbrush. And what he's doing, it's got a little butter in it, and he's putting a little indentation in each one of these pieces. He's going to reach behind him, and the son there is doing the straining basket, right? Taking the ones out that are ready. Now look at Dad. He's got his old left hand going. He's got done, making the dough and freshing and chopping it all up. And so they look like little rectangles, but because he put that little indentation on them, when they hit that hot oil, they actually grow into like an X shape, which they're so light and fluffy. I mean, it's delicious. This is Thailand. This is everywhere in Thailand, all over, right? So yeah, so then I crossed the road and came over here after I got me some donuts. I'm like, I love this this pork on a stick. So Grandma here, she's got the pork going now with this real thin sliced pork, and then they put it on a skewer, a wooden skewer, and she's just got a little charcoaler here, right? No lid on it or anything. And I told her, I said, sidam, sidam, which means black, sidam, chop sidam. I like them black. So well, she's going out of her way to grill me up a couple pieces that are going to be a little bit more charred, right? I don't know how to say charred, or, there's a lot of words in Thai that I don't know, but if you say sidam, that's black, then they know, you want them cooked up a little bit more there. So I just ordered two, and they were 10 baht a piece, so 30 cents a piece, and it's a nice little piece of pork. I mean, and they're marinated. Like, it's not just plain meat thrown on a grill. It's marinated. It's full of flavor. And Grandma's got some white powder on her face. Thai people use a lot of powder. So there we go. So I've had my donuts. Now I've got some pork. And all I did was cross the road from the donut shop. I mean, I'm still right in the same area. So we're just out walking around, and I see this building down here. The one on the left down there with the orange color, the white side, and then the orange color on the facade. It's a brand new building, so I wanted to walk down there and check that. On the right here is a restaurant we like real well called Ban Nom Nom. No, Nom Ban Ban. Nom Ban Ban. And it's real popular with the expats. They got a great menu there. So I just went past Nom Ban Ban, and now I'm walking on down. You see, this is a brand new building, and it's that same design that we've seen on that old building that was 3-story. That looks like they ran out of money and just stopped working on it. Well, this one is almost complete. It's brand new. So you can see the overhead roll-up garage door down below, and this is only 2-story. But then up above, you got the living quarters. So I'm guessing it's probably a 1-bedroom, full bath upstairs, right? And then downstairs where the rollaway doors are, they'll have a bathroom and like a little kitchen area, stuff like that. So if you wanted to set up a little restaurant, or, I mean, you could do a massage shop down below, a clothing shop, or leather goods, or whatever. But the reason I wanted to show you this is that this is all over Thailand. This is Thailand, right? This just happened to be a brand new one, but they're all over, just like this one, 2-story or 3-story. Some of them are even 4-story. So you've got your business and your residence. So you rent one of these stalls, right? So you got you a nice little apartment up there, brand new, right? Wi-Fi, internet, great service, electric, water, everything you need. You live up above. And even if you didn't want to have the business, you use the roll door down below to just pull the motorcycle in, and you can, still put some furniture in the down below area. There's just so many options like that. I mean, this is Thailand, and it's just amazing. Now here's a real popular convenience store called CJ's, and what I love about it is it's got a really good coffee shop in it. So I'm going to go in here and get me a cold caramel latte. I've been walking around. I need to wash down them donuts and that pork a little bit. But yeah, so now we get a little convenience store tour. And the thing about convenience stores in Thailand, you don't pay convenience store price, okay? You can buy items in here for the exact same price that you would get at a large retail grocer. The large retail grocer here is called Tesco. And you can do price comparisons, and it's the same price. Now, back in America, you go into a 7-Eleven, you're paying, 3 or 4 times the grocery store price because of the convenience, right? Everything is so expensive because it's a convenience store. That's not how it works in Thailand. All right, next episode coming up soon. Hang in there. I'm going to upload another one. Stay with me now. I promise it's going to get even better. Okay, we're going to make a lot of stops and see a lot of different stuff. The next one will pick up right off here. I'll be getting me a cold caramel latte from this cute little gal behind the counter. Okay, peace and love. Get ready.